No idea if this is even live. Oh, this is so fun. I need somebody to tell me if this is live. I don't like that this is, I can't tell. I can't see anything. Oh, is it working? Okay, so hold on. I don't like, I need to learn like how to see stuff. Alpha, will that link work? You are live. Try the link and see if it will work.
Back at ya.
I did it.
Pop that cherry. Pop that cherry.
I did it. I'm like, this cannot be hard. Can it?
I'm about to say, you over there look like some Grotty's grandma. Man, come on, Doc. Get the link up. No. Get popping.
Well, okay, so the problem was, so I went to Streamyard and I'm very frugal, and I was like, I'm not paying for this. I don't know how to work it. So I've been like in there, but I didn't realize that in order to like use it the way like we see people use it all the time, you have to like apply and then it has to accept you.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways,
mm-hmm. I'm first. All the haters, I'm the first.
You are the first.
Y'all can get sloppy seconds. It's all good. What's up with you, girl?
Nothing.
Let's talk some ball. Let's get it popping now. Here we go.
This is cool. So the funny thing is too is I don't know what this looks like on my YouTube page. So does it just say like I'm live?
It looks just like it does with everybody else. You just drop the link. When they come in, they're gonna say, "Oh, she got a link now." Drop the link. You just do the same thing you just did.
Oh, okay. So I need to work on my thumbnails because I like to put cute pictures up.
Oh, like, goodness gracious. Yeah, I know. Hey, so first, let me hold up. So this is your first live. Let me think of the top. Don't say anything. Let me think of it. Okay. Out of all the teams, I know you love Texas. I know you love the Steelers. Boom, I got a question for you.
What's the question?
Personally, one of the best players in college football that I think is the tight end from Texas. Number 0. I think he's a monster.
The one who came out or the one who's still here?
The one that came out. He's the athletic one, right? He's like 6'3", 6'4", and can do everything, right?
Yep.
Would you like the Steelers to pick him up since you already got your quarterback?
Absolutely.
You think he'll be available tight end?
No, I don't think he's going to be available at 20.
I don't think he's a top tight end though. I really don't.
Well, see, the problem is though, also, hold on. I actually think the Steelers have two tight ends. We have Firemouth, and we have somebody else.
What style are they? What kind of tight ends are they?
Now I don't know all that. See, here's the thing about me in sports. I am a sports like woman. Like I love sports. I love all like the things, but as far as like X's and O's and details, that's why I like listening to you all talk, because from what I see and from what you see is always like different things.
Okay.
So when you say style, like I wouldn't even know how to talk about it.
The tight ends that you have now, are they more like Kelsey that catches the ball and is athletic? Or are they more like Gronkowski that's a blocker? Or are they like your traditional tall tight end that's just a pad, like a possession? What kind of tight ends?
I think they're more like Gronk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for you to get somebody like a Aaron Hernandez that can move.
R.I.P.
Okay, well, yeah, R.I.P. Yeah, let me pour a little Izzy out. But I got a little Chipotle today, so let's you guys can use a mismatched tight end that can kind of out the backfield, do a lot of things for you, right? Do you think so?
Well,
For Russell Wilson?
Yeah. No, I think so for sure. I just don't know if he'll be available at 20.
I don't know if he's the number one tight end, but I think he's the most versatile tight end.
So I've seen probably, well, you know how this time of the year goes, right? You see like 97 draft boards.
Okay.
And from the 3 that I've seen, he was like the top 5 or top 6, like out of the wide receiver group, because some of them just put all wide receivers together with tight ends.
Oh, a top 6 receiver? Yeah, he'll be there at 20. He'll be there at 20.
You think?
Oh yeah.
Listen, if we get him, I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to be like, oh, what a wasted pick.
I'm thinking. So, do you think Russell Wilson's going to start? Do you think he's the guy?
Yeah, he has
to. Okay. With him being the guy, you got to tailor what you do for him. That means good defense, great running game, solid tight end play where you have multiple tight ends, because those are easier throws, especially with him not being a super strong arm quarterback, and he's more of a scrambling quarterback. So get you a tight end that can do that. And then a couple of wide receivers that can give you a good slot, a deep. They don't have to be the top picks. They just have to be good at what they do. I'm telling you, the Steelers be ready to rock and roll.
And in the I just made everything. And in the AFC North, I think when I look at like how teams are structured, we need a solid tight end for sure.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that might be. Remember I said it, and I just thought about it. I love you like Texas.
Yeah. So they're talking about him, and then they're talking like we also need to see, because we need a center right now, like bad. We let ours go, and we don't even have one waiting in the wings.
I wouldn't draft a center. I would get a free agent center.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So right now in free agency, like we're looking for a center, and then I believe like safety corner. But yeah, look, I'm a Texas fan. One thing I've learned about Texas is they go get athletes. I'm all about going to get athletes. Like
Dallas just lost their center. They just lost their center to the
somebody just, I don't think Dallas has made a move.
They haven't. They're losing players left and right. But you know why? They got to pay your boy Micah so much dang money. It's coming up.
What do you think his contract's going to be?
Man, if your boy from Kansas City got 30-something million, did he get 30 million annually?
So I think he got 95 million.
Next, you got to learn how to pull up your screen. Next, you got to learn how. Do you know how to do that yet?
No.
Use this live to test it. So whatever you're looking at, see if you can pull it up on your screen.
I have 2 screens. Agrees to 5-year, 158.
Yep, he's making 30 million a year.
101 million guaranteed.
Okay, go keep talking. Let me take this call. Yes. Keep talking. My bad.
Okay. Yeah, so he's making 31.5. Woo. I wonder what they're gonna do for. Hi everyone in the chat. If you want to join me, let me know. I'll drop the link. Let's chat. I don't know who's all here. How can I see who's all here? I don't like that I can't engage with the comments. How do I engage with the comments? Anybody? How do I engage with comments? I should know how to do this. Oh, shit. Oh, is this how I can hit? Okay, so now I know how to show the comments. Yeah, that's it. Goat. I just clicked on it. Do you want to join? Do you want to come up here and have a conversation with me? Oh, I like that this gives me a time, though, because when I'm in YouTube, I can't see what time people put things. So when I miss it, I'm overstimulated. Ooh, I need to take a deep breath. I'm in tech. I'm going to give you a free class. Do you want to join right now? Would you like to join and tell me how to utilize this? I think it's so the funny thing about this is once I do it one time, I will be able to do it multiple times. I just have to learn. Hi. So I just dropped the link if anybody wants to join me in Alpha. We ain't talking about nothing. We're just talking. And you don't have to turn your camera on if you don't want to. It's fine. Doing some homework right now. Yeah, pull up. Let's talk. Let's talk about your homework. What kind of homework are you doing? So you want to know something funny? Because I was in school for 97 years. Sometimes you'd have to ask, once you come to the panel and ask what Alpha does. Sometimes I miss doing schoolwork. Like sometimes I miss doing homework. I'm like, nobody, like I like doing things and then turning it in for a grade. So I know that's really stupid to say, but it's a fact. So I'm jealous that you have homework. As stupid as that sounds. I feel like my voice is echoing. So yeah. Also, if you're in the chat, let me know what you think about this NFL free agency stuff. Let me know what you think about my Steelers making a move. Doing what we do. We usually don't do much in free agency, but we need help. Help. We have some schooling. Our kids, do you have any advice? I think if I could give you any advice for your kids, if you're homeschooling, is make learning fun. Like, don't make it seem like a chore, because so when I was growing up, my parents, like, we got to do things through learning. So like if we read like a special book, or if we read a book on like Black history and told my parents about that book, they were like, oh my God, this is so cool. So they encouraged us learning. And so I would just say, like, make it fun. Always make it fun. If you do anything with learning with kids, make it fun. If you make it fun, they will associate fun with learning and it won't be so annoying. That's why I like to learn. If you've noticed, I love like coming on and not knowing what's going on and people to help me. I like asking questions. I don't have to know everything. I will know nothing and somebody can teach me. I like learning. So that would be my advice. My Eagles just made a great move, even though I love Swift. Did they get somebody else? Wait, what did the Eagles just do? What did the Eagles just do? Tell me. Is it more than Barkley? Did they do something else? Yes, and like encourage them to be advanced. Like I said, just like make it fun. However you can make learning fun, do that. Because like I said, I like to learn. I'm a grown person and I still love to learn. So almost to the point to where like sometimes it's a bad thing that I like to learn, because like I like reading, I like researching, like that's my thing. So always keep it fun. We got to say what? Yeah, I actually like the Eagles, so I like to see them doing well. I don't like the Cowboys, so anything the Eagles does, I cheer them on because it naturally is going against Cowboys. So yeah, we need a center too. So seems like all teams in Pennsylvania need centers. Jay, why don't you come on and chat with me? Why are you in the chat? Come speak to me. Come talk. Let me hear you. Now I have to like bait people to come talk to me. Come talk to me. I'm nice. Come talk to me. It's also funny to see a Colorado fan want somebody from Oregon. It's like once you go to the NFL, all bets are off. It doesn't matter what school you come from. Nothing matters. It's like if you're good and you can help my team win, like come on, please. Come and join us. I love that. Oh, I think it's raining. This weather is so weird. Is that rain? Yeah. Vacation. If you could get your kids to love math, that's math. Like if you could get them to love it and not be like, oh, more math. If you could get them to like have fun doing math, you'd be winning. lot of kids, especially kids that I like mentor and I talk to, and they're like, oh, I have math homework. Oh, I'm like, that's so fun. You should love math. Here's all the things you can do at math that are so amazing. Good to see you live. Hi, thanks. It's nice to be seen. I will be honest, I'm live right now. I actually should be working out, but I'm not. Okay. I did taxes earlier today. Don't even get me started. I've been working on those for a while, but whatever. So that, whatever. And then I had to deal with like security system issues, got that fixed. That's annoying. And then what else did I do? Oh, I'm in a break right now for my class. So I'm not actively teaching a class, but I'm like gearing up to get my next class. So I'm kind of like in a break time. And so I usually only have like a week of break time. So this is that week. So I am doing everything to just not do what I'm supposed to be doing. Because usually my life is so structured. So right now it's not. And I love Southern California. I seen him at the Senior Bowl and it didn't say, oh, okay. No, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, once you're done with college, like literally, like once you've declared for the NFL, your association of team no longer matters. It's like, I'll take whoever you are as long as you're good. Like, it doesn't even matter. It's like, I'm a huge Texas fan. Usually I'm like, Oklahoma could care less, A&M, whatever. But the second they declare and they're draft eligible, I don't care what school I don't care. It all of a sudden just doesn't matter anymore. So it's like all the time I spent cheering against you is null and void. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the chat. I'm doing StreamYard. Alpha encouraged me to go on to StreamYard. Then he got a phone call because he's so busy. And now I'm just up here talking to myself like a weirdo. Have one person on the screen and I'm just talking to myself. So yeah. And then I'm going live from a different area because the other area, like, although the lighting is bomb, it's raining today. And so it's kind of like, well, I don't know what it's doing, but it's like, so anyways, I'm trying this like different space and I like stage the area to make it look good. It's fake, but I have a chair. So yeah. So if you're just now joining me, welcome to my first StreamYard Live. I am happy to have you. And if you don't stop associating the Steelers with Bo Nix, please, no.
My bad. I am back. What up, yo? What up? Hi. Hey, did anybody else come on yet?
Nobody else wants to talk to me.
Dang. So everybody else. I think somebody asked me about day trading. Yes, I do day trade. I invest, swing trade, and day trade. Absolutely. Yes. That was the answer to the question somebody asked.
How long have you been doing that?
Man, since 2007, but mainly really got into it about first year 2008. I retired 2007. I got into it first part of 2008. I got a master's in finance and portfolio management from ECU. Cool. So I kind of went to school for it. So I've been doing it for a while.
Did you go to school for it because you knew you wanted to do it? Or did you?
Well, I went to school for, man, it's an interesting question. I went to school for it because as I was in the locker room, I played from 01, well, really from 2000, 2007. As we kept talking about money, about 2003, my third year in Dallas, I realized I don't know anything about money. Yeah. And I knew University of Texas, but this is the Dallas one in Frisco, Plano area.
Yep.
I had my undergrad and I wanted to take business, and then I saw they had something with finance. They was a little dibby-dabby with it. So Jerry Jones wrote a letter for me, wrote my letter recommendation. I got into school. Then from there, when I left Dallas, I decided to do an online program at ECU. And that's kind of how I just got into it because I knew I didn't know anything about money. I wanted to learn a little bit more about money. And as I kept taking classes, I got closer to a master's. And I said, what the hell? Let me finish. So I finished it while I was playing football.
Oh, that's cool. Well, good for you. Most people don't know anything about something and then they just don't know anything about the thing. And I'm like, great.
But the thing that's interesting is the NFL pays for it. They pay for your schooling. So take all these online classes, you have nothing else to do. You get to the gym. Well, some people get there 6, 7. You get there really, really early, and then you're out after watching film about 2 o'clock. You got from 2 o'clock to the rest of the day to do nothing.
Well, I think that people though don't think about their future. Like they always think about like what's going on from like week to week and not like
Right.
year to year. And
Right.
so, and to be fair though, depending on how you were raised, nobody ever teaches you that either. Like nobody teaches you how to plan to be an adult. They just tell you you're going to be an adult.
No, you're right. But it was just interesting. But I didn't get into the day trading hard. So 2008 to 2000, and it's crazy. 2008 to about 2012, I kind of dabbled in it. I was doing others. I was working more on the finance side, like portfolio management. So I kind of dabbled in it on the side. Wasn't profitable. I didn't become profitable till about 2015, and I didn't become, as you would say, like know my strategy, know my edge, know everything. About 2018, 19 is when I was like, okay, I got it. And then I teach people. So I didn't start teaching people till about 21. And that took my game to another level. Because it's different when you're doing it yourself. And then when you're teaching someone, you got to make sure you don't make mistakes because you're teaching them and they're trying to see what you're doing. And then you don't want to, they're like, damn, why'd you get in that trade? Well, that was ugly. So that's where it made me really start. It's like, it's different between shooting 3-pointers in your backyard and shooting 3-pointers in the NBA finals. So when I started teaching people, it made me become a 3-point shooter in the NBA finals. So it's a little bit.
You know what? Something you said that I think a lot of people like don't pay attention to is you said you started in what, 2008 and you didn't become profitable until 15.
I wasn't profitable till 12, but I really wasn't doing where I could say somebody can, if I wanted to go full time, I never went full time. I've always had a business on the side, but I could have gone full time in 15. Could have gone like full time day. Just that's all I do was 2000.
I think that's awesome. Yeah. Good for you. I love, you know, what's funny is, one of the things I like about talking to people is everybody has a different story, but there's the same facts are always interweaved within different stories. Like there's always a reason, there's always kind of a lull, and then there's always something that kind of like kickstarts them to like doing whatever it is that they've decided to do.
Right.
I find that
so you got your doctorate. I actually thought about getting my doctorate and back at Hampton, because they had like a little online kind of where I had to go there for the summertime, like 3 summers in a row.
Like a residency?
I actually started. I got all my classes done. So I guess I would be ABD, all but dissertation. Yeah. I did all of that. But when I realized I didn't really want to teach, it was just like, you know what? I really don't want to teach. Do I want to do this? So then I was just like, man, never mind. I was just doing it just because they was paying for it. It really wasn't like,
you know what's funny? Is I only got I don't want to say only, but one of the reasons why I got my PhD is, so I played volleyball, and I'll never forget in my second class when I was getting my undergrad, I was in a class and it was like football players and basketball players, and I played volleyball, and we were all in the class and we were being loud and annoying. And the teacher came in and wrote like Dr. Johnson on the board, because that was her name. And I remember being so fascinated by that. But at the he turned around and he said, how many of you play sports? And so we did this whole thing. And at the end of it, he was like, everybody on this side of the room is going to drop out of school eventually. And I was on the room he said that in. And in that moment, I was like, F this guy. Like, he doesn't know me. He doesn't know me.
Right. He's just dealing with statistics.
And so in that moment, it was like my stubbornness took over. And from that moment, I was like, I don't know what a PhD is, but I'm going to get it.
To the end. Yeah.
So it was like that moment where I was like, I don't care what happens next. All I know for sure is I'm getting this PhD.
Right. Well, hey, y'all go ahead and rock out. I'm going to try to come up a little bit later. I got to do something right now. It's in the middle of the evening. But I'm hitting you guys up later. I just wanted to let you test it out. Have a good one.
I appreciate you. Thanks.
You're welcome. Bye.
Hi, everybody. So I'm just in here talking. Alpha was my first person that like let me test my Streamyard. So I got it approved, got it up and running, and I live and I can see comments. So we're good. I can see, I'm not good at the balance in between seeing the comments yet and me being live, because I'm looking at myself. I need to start looking at the comments, but whatever. Cece, hey girl, hey. We ain't doing nothing. We're just living our best lives. You teaching people. That's the ultimate goal, is to teach people. So Kirk Cousins can get a contract, but not Cam Newton. Make it make sense. I thought the NFL was about winning. Yeah, okay. We know what the NFL, we know how this works. $40 million for a 35-year-old quarterback is the dumbest thing, but whatever. Atlanta. I wanted so much better for Atlanta. Next step really is to get monetized. You know what? I'm a work in progress. Okay, I'm going to be honest. When I started my YouTube channel, I was like, this is going to be like something fun. This is going to be fun. Like, I'm just going to record my thoughts and what I feel. It's going to be so fun. Now that I'm doing this, I'm like, okay, get focused. Okay. Did you release a video? Like, I'm trying to like get my brain in line for like what I'm trying to do. But yeah, I mean, that's the next step, is to get monetized. I know I'm going live, and I have like, the other thing is I'm always recording myself. Like, this sounds like creepy, but I always have like thoughts and ideas and all these things in my head. So as of right now, I have like 80. I don't know how many videos I have released, but I have like enough videos right now to get me to, I think, 100 or like 99. By the way, my 100th video is going to be me of bloopers. So I started creating like the parts where I'm like, where I stopped. Like, there's parts where I like hit record and I'm sitting there and I'm like, and I'm not saying anything. And so I'm going to make like a bloopers thing. So on my 100th video, it's going to be just full blown bloopers of me, just being me. I like your shorts things. I never know what the balance is. So like, I told myself I was going to just do 100 videos, 100 videos. So however many shorts that means, however many long form videos that means, I'm just going to make content. And then when I get to 100, I'm going to like sit down and figure out like what I liked, what I didn't like, what was fun, what wasn't fun for me. What like obviously like got good engagement, what didn't get good engagement. I like hearing like what people like to hear me talk about. But the thing is I can talk about almost anything at any point in time. So it's been really fun though. I'm just like making it up as I go along and acting like I know what I'm doing. So whatever. I'll just fake it till I make it. It's fine. Like, I'm a pro at that. It's fine. Where's that? Blue is gone. So I go between natural braids. The funny thing is I'm always recording. So my next, probably, I have a couple of videos I think that are set to release where I think my blue hair will be in them. But I try to change my hair like based on the season. So like in the summer, like blue is not really a thing, but like in the winter, like blue is a good thing. Like now I have this like reddish lavender look. It's stringy. Who knows what I'll have next? But I just like playing with my hair because my regular hair is black. Will turn brown in the summer, but whatever. My regular hair is black, so I like getting different colors in my hair when it's braided. But thanks for calling my blue hair iconic. Some people hated it. Some people that I know like are like, oh God, here you go with your blue hair. I love blue hair. Blue hair is fun. Blue hair is fun. And it's always fun too to like see how people look at you when you have blue hair. Like to see all the judgments and all the assumptions that people make of you when you have blue hair is actually like, it's actually kind of sad when I think about it, but I like it because people are going to judge me regardless. So at this time, I'm just like, just judge me, whatever. Every single way I've ever been judged, most of the time it's not right. So it just is what it is. But yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Any other questions, comments, concerns? What do you want to talk about? Does anybody want to join me? It seems like there are so many Colin disciples now on YouTube. Colin disciples now on YouTube. What are we talking about? Oh, are you talking about life and football? I think you're talking about life and football. Just curious knowing what you know, and there are only 270 players selected in the draft. How many CU players were being drafted in 2025? You said 270, so I'm thinking you're thinking about, is 270 right? That seems high. Is 270 right? I thought it was like 232 times 7. What's 32 times 7? Isn't it like 220 or 230? If you're asking me how many people do I think from CU is going to get drafted next year, I would say probably 4 people, maybe 5 max. The 3 would be probably Travis, Shador, and I think Shiloh's going to get drafted. And then my other 2, I think, are going to be miscellaneous. Like, I think my other 2 are going to be like somebody I'm not thinking about, like maybe like the tight end, or wait, is the tight end old enough to come out? Or maybe like it's going to be somebody that I'm not considering because I feel like that's how it always happens. But if we're doing 270, I think 270 is also including undrafted. And I think Colorado is going to have more undrafted free agents next year than they do actual players being drafted in the draft. That's what I think. So I think if CU has like 5 people in the draft, let's just say, I think they might have like 6 or 7 undrafted. Because I think some people will be interested just to see what all the hype is about. I wouldn't be surprised if no one gets drafted this year. No, I wouldn't be. I wasn't really impressed by anybody, personally. My personal opinion. But if somebody gets drafted this year, that's great. I just, based off of what I think is available and like what I've seen based on my research, I just don't think anybody really like sticks out to me where I'm like that guy. Now I think some of them will get a chance for undrafted, but I don't know. I didn't see anybody that I'm like, that guy has to be in the NFL tomorrow because he's like peak whatever. What are your thoughts on last year CU line? Do you think they quit? Oh my God, I think they were terrible. I think they quit. I don't think they know what they signed up for. I also think the other teams they were playing, their defensive lines were just so much better. I just think they were better. Last year was a disaster though. Last year was an actual disaster. Hold on, my phone is going off. My house alarm is going off. Because the guy like next door like doesn't know how to mow his yard. It's a mess. Last year was a disaster. 4-8 is a disaster. I don't care how you look at it. I don't care how you want to slice it. I don't care if we want to get into the games we should have won. We should have, could have, would have. If we only would have, I don't care. We lost. It didn't look good. It was ugly. So last year was terrible. That's just how I see it. So, I mean, yeah, I'm so glad that was over because, and the funny thing is I remember when I was sitting down and I was like, this is the week they're going to win. Whew, glad that's over. Only shot CU had was Zay Weaver. Yeah. And what's going on with his shoulder? Is he okay? If they go 4-8 a year, no, I think if they go 4-8 this, well, so it's tricky because I think it depends on why they go 4-8 this year. Because so that's what I like about sports that I feel like we don't often talk about. There's so many intangibles when it comes to sports. Like you could be on a terrible team, but you could be all world and you could be amazing. So I don't necessarily think your record, your team record dictates like the individual person going out there and being amazing. That's just my personal opinion though. I'm not associating like CU's record next year with how many people I think are going to get drafted. I think people are just, I think if you're good, you're good. What is that old saying? Like, if you're good, the NFL is going to find you. I think that's true if your team is one in whatever. That's why all these schools that come from wherever get drafted. Like, people that come from schools we've never heard of, we're like, where is that school? They get drafted because if you're good, you're going to get drafted. Xavier was ranked 72 in the draft, but 29 in Columbine. Fun. He was fun to be really anyway for him before. Yeah, it was kind of weird. No. Going from 1 to 11 to 4 and 8 was progress too. That's why this year, if they go 6 and 6 or 7 and 5, I think that's progress. Like, I'm all for that. Like 6 and 6, 7 and 5, I think that's a good year. I think if you go 6 and 6 this year, make a bowl game, and even win your bowl game, like 7 and 6, I think that's good. 7 and 5 at the end, and then 8 and 5, like those are good. 6, 7 wins this year, personally, I think will be good for CU. I know the fan base won't love it. I don't mind a 6-win season or a 7-win season. I think that is hella progress. But I know that a lot of people are like, no, 8 wins, 9 wins. Like, that's fine. But I think 6 and 6 or 7 and 5 is a good season. I mean, facts. No, if they go 4 and 8 again, that ain't good. That's not even. I think Coach Prime learned the importance of the trenches. He tried to build from the outside, and plus last year he was just trying to get whatever. No, I hope so. I mean, that's why when I made my prediction video, I gave them the benefit of the doubt, because in my mind, the way that I hope coaches develop is you saw what you did wrong, you fix it. Similar to Mike Tomlin. I was concerned that everybody in the world could see that we needed a quarterback. And I was afraid that Mike Tomlin was going to be like, it's okay, Mason Rudolph, like, led us to the playoffs this year. He's okay. Like, I'm glad that Mike Tomlin was like, no, we need a quarterback. Same with the center position. Like, we had a center that was under contract, and Mike Tomlin was like, no, that he's not good enough. And so I expect Coach Prime to get better this year. So yes, I hope that he learned the importance of what he needs. Choose one for both absolute win and absolute loss for next year. Wait, what do you mean? Choose one for both? What do you mean absolute win and absolute loss? Or are you talking about the schedule, who I think is going to be an absolute loss and an absolute win? I agree. 6 and 6. 6 and 6. I'm like, see, we're progressing. 6 and 6. We're moving in the right direction. 6 and 6. We're learning lessons. We're progressing. Like, I don't mind a 6 and 6. Sorry, I am actually on my hair. I can't. It was a mess. So an absolute win next year. Oh my God, I'm going to take the easy way out. North Dakota State. Because the truth is, Colorado could lose to anybody next year, just like anybody could lose to Colorado. So I will go with North Dakota State. Even though they have like a great program, I do think that Colorado is going to be ready to go for North Dakota State, which will be good. I think an absolute loss. Gosh, I don't know if I want to say absolute loss. Let's see. Who would I pick? I think I'll pick Kansas State for an absolute loss. Yeah, I'm going to take North Dakota State over Cincinnati only because it's the first game of the season. And I expect Colorado to be ready to go the first game of the season. Like, they know they have to be ready to go. Like, it's not okay to not be ready to go the first game of the season. So I think they will be ready. Like, that's just my, like, just like this year, like how they were ready to go against TCU. Like, I feel like they will be ready to go next year as well, whenever they play their first game of the season. The funny thing is hold on. The reason why I'm picking that game though too is because I feel like that game for sure they should run the ball and they should do all the things that they're supposed to do. So I'm almost cheating a little bit by being like, oh yeah, that's the game. Like, almost like to say, like, don't screw this up. Run the ball. Like, do the things you're supposed to do on game one, please. I really need to watch the spring game. I think if the O-line can hold up and give Shedeur the extra time, they will do. No, I projected 7-5. So I hope 7-5 is the floor and they do better than that. I'm just saying it's not a fail if they go 6-6. I feel the same way about, I think Kansas State is going to be a hard game. I think it's just going to be a hard game. I would lean more towards Colorado if both teams weren't coming off of a bye week, but going off of both teams coming off a bye week and then going against Kansas State, I don't love it. The chat is moving and I need to scroll up. I got them 7-5. Yeah, I got them 7-5 too. And I think 7-5 is good. Like, I think it's good. Baylor is hard. They brought in some heat and a monster QB. The only good thing about Baylor when it comes to CU is that usually historically at the beginning of the seasons, Baylor historically is a little bit chaotic. But who knows? Like, who knows? Baylor's one of those schools that they recruit athletes. I think Baylor is like one of the first schools I can remember like recruiting positionless football. Actually, funny tidbit, Matt Rule actually kind of started Baylor like bringing in positionless players and just bringing in like athletes and track stars and stuff like that. So I can see Baylor like giving Colorado fits maybe a little bit. I don't trust Baylor's O-line. I wouldn't trust Baylor's O-line either. 8 is the highest of highs. I gave them 8 and 4 if they run the ball and stop the run. I mean, if they run the ball and like that's the name of the game, right? Like, let's hope they can do those things. Ceiling is 9. Is Baylor home and away? Somebody else put Baylor is at home for Colorado, which will be good. Baylor is in Colorado. I have to remember the refs does play a factor. Officiating has been terrible. So the good thing is the Big 12 officiating last year for Texas and Oklahoma was trash. Like, I don't even care for Oklahoma at all, ever, for anything, because screw them. But last year, the officiating was absolutely despicable for those two teams. So I'm hoping this year, because Colorado is coming into the Big 12, and obviously I think they're going to bring like a lot of eyes and a lot of money and things like that. I think they should, get the better end of the refereeing, I hope. But these Big 12 refs, like I was telling people last year, like as people were complaining about how terrible the Big 12 refs were, or when people were complaining about how bad the Pac-12 refs were, I was like, oh, wait till you guys see the Big 12 next year, because they were terrible for Texas and Oklahoma this year. Like, they were absolutely terrible. So I hope that is not the case. I hope that they fix that. I hope they do better. What is that on what is that movie? What is that movie? The comedy on Kings of Comedy, where he's like, Black people live by the wish factor. so yeah. And he's like, white people live by the hope factor. I hope they're not in our seats. I hope they're not whatever. Black people are like, I wish they're in our seats. So I'm hoping the Big 12 is like, fair. They should have made Cincinnati homecoming. Baylor is dangerous. But you know what, Alpha? At the same time, if you're going to be something, go beat somebody. So you can't if you're going to be something, go be it. Go do what you need to do. Go take care of business, period. Like, take care of business. If you're going to be that team, if this is your year, if this year, whatever, go prove it. Go beat Baylor at home for homecoming. Go show us who you are, period. And if they beat Baylor at homecoming, what is that? That makes them 4-0. Like, go do that. Go be that. Please. I seen them throw away a touchdown that cost Baylor the game versus Houston. You saw the offense, like, yeah, they're terrible. If you're EA, do you put Shador or Travis or both on the cover? I think, in my personal opinion, I think if you have different versions, then I think that he should be on a cover. Like, I personally think the NCAA should have a lot of different covers. Like, I think it should have, like, I don't know how I'm making this up, but like, let's say they make, 10,000 copies. I think they should make like 2,000 copies with somebody, 2,000 copies with somebody, 2,000 copies with somebody. And I think they should like mix it up, because I think Nick Saban should be on a cover, just because, like, for what he has been in college football. I think that's super amazing. I also think that, I just think it would be cool if they had like different covers, but like, what do I know? I'm not buying the game. I'm not watching the game. I don't really care about that game, but I just think it would be cool if they had like different covers. And they could like advertise for it. And it would be amazing. Yeah, or regionally. Exactly. Like, and not only that, now that like my creative brain is thinking, if you think about, it would just drive up demand, because then people would be, some people would maybe even purchase like multiple copies of the same game just so they could get the game with a different person's face. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to have just different covers. Like, what if they gave us 4 covers? That'd be cool. They could give us regionally, it would be cool. But whoever like the Heisman people potentials are, I think it would be cool, because they could even do like a dynasty cover, or a former Heisman cover, or, I mean, there's so many things that they could do. I think it would be a bad idea to only have one cover. I think that would be a huge missed opportunity if they only had one cover. But what do I know? I'm just up here talking. But I definitely think it'd be cool for them to have multiple covers. But that's just my personal opinion. Somebody else could think something different. I think regionally would be interesting too, because if you do it regionally, or you know what else they could do? They could like make us vote. That would be cool. Like, go on their like Twitter or whatever and like vote or whatever, or like have certain options and see like what the fans voted for, and have like a fan voted cover. I mean, there's so many things that they could do. I just think that they have to, I just think they need to make it fun. But that's what I think. Nobody else has to believe me, but I think it'd just be fun to just do something different. What do y'all think? So regionally, people like that idea. Yeah, Alpha, get that up and running, sir. I was thinking you might be saving the face, but the feature. You know what's actually funny is who do we think is more popular? Do we think Shador or Travis is more popular? Like, who do we think would like bring more excitement? Like, who do we think could be like, I don't know. Like, and I mean, obviously I hate to like pit them against each other. But who do we think could be like cool who would we prefer to see? You think Shador more likely because he's more out there? Okay, yeah, I could see that. I always wonder like who would be a bigger draw? Would you? Well, and it's kind of funny because it's like I actually think Coach Prime is probably like a bigger draw than all of them, but if it's players like I don't know. Who do you think? I do agree that Shador does like present himself more. I feel like he does more interviews. He's more available. I'm in Texas. He's definitely more available. So I could see that. It's funny because I think a lot of people like I could see where a lot of people would want to be a Travis Hunter because Travis Hunter like plays both sides of the ball and stuff like that. Like that's cool. But I could see because Shador is the quarterback, so I could see that. I mean, Coach Prime, I think trumps all of them. I could be wrong though. Somebody else thinks differently. But it's just like something cool to think about. That's why I think they have to do. It would be so cool if they did multiple covers, but no one's calling me and asking me what I think. So I guess my opinion doesn't matter. But what do I know? I am in the great state of Texas. It's a great state a lot of times. Sometimes, we do dumb things, but whatever. What can you do? Everything can't always be great all the time. Overall, do you like well-off? So I personally have stopped watching well-off Reach the People in the pregame. So the last time I watched Reach the People or any of those was Oregon Week. After Oregon Week, I actually stopped watching. I also I haven't watched the Prime documentary yet. I will watch that. I just haven't watched it yet because I just haven't watched it. I always like to wait. So when I do this with TV shows too, like I don't like to watch like running TV shows. I like to wait until like, that weird time in the summer where there's like nothing on. It's like, I like baseball, so I'll watch baseball, but it's like only baseball, right? Like we're waiting for football to come back where everything's stopped. The NBA finals are over. And it's like that weird dead period of probably like 6 weeks of like the only sport happening is baseball. I like to save things to watch during those 6 weeks. So during those 6 weeks, I will probably be watching the Prime documentary. I will catch up on the TV shows that I'm not watching right now. So that might like sound weird, but I always try to save stuff for like that weird dead period where I'm like, where's football? And so I'll watch it then. So do I think, I don't know. I don't know if UT would adopt something similar. I think that the more you get into politics and donors and things like that, I think it becomes a little weird with recording and people wanting to see. Because the truth is, and I think that's why like some people have said Coach Prime wanted like full blown control, like if he got the job at Auburn and they didn't allow it. And I think it's because what happens during a lot of times is like these boosters that are giving tons of money to the programs are come to those programs fairly often. And I don't think they want those things on camera. And so these bigger schools, they don't want to be shown because they don't want that. They don't want certain things out there. So maybe, like, I think maybe they can adopt it. I don't know. It's everybody has like a different thought. Can we get rid of Abbott? No comment. Oh my God. What an embarrassment. I don't even know. I don't even know about Greg Abbott at this time. I'm just going to choose to just ignore Greg Abbott and all of his glory because I have nothing positive to say about that man. So I digress. I should have worn my glasses, but whatever. However, I will say if other schools do adopt, showing like what Well Off and Reach the People are doing and the pregame are doing, I think people would love it. I think the fans would love it. I think the fans like the access. I just don't know if they care about what we like sometimes. sometimes I feel like they don't care what we like. So that's why I said that. But, you know, what do I know? It could just be me. I could be one of those people that's like, I could do without this. And it would be a great hit. I don't know. I just think that a lot of these teams try to hide things, and you can't hide things if you're on camera and if people see these people on camera. So anyways, that's just my personal opinion on that. That is just my personal opinion on that. Have the Steelers made any more moves since I've been on live? I'm waiting for them to do something else, and I don't want to miss it because I'm on live. Oh, it looks like we got rid of Deontay Johnson, so that's not bad. Okay, I'm off to scan the charts for. Oh, that's cool. So you and Alpha actually have a lot in common when it comes to that. That's one of those things that like I don't know how to do. I've watched a couple of friends that day trade, and I'm like so fascinated, and I also get very overwhelmed. But it's cool to just like watch people like do their thing and like be in their element. I love that. There's nothing better than watching somebody like do their thing. But thanks for stopping by, Lawrence. Go do what you got to do. Go make that money. I know that's right. No one's going to get mad at you for that. I tried it, but I got smoked a lot. Took my money and got the hell on. Yeah, that's me. You know what? There are certain things I don't have the patience for. And I always say like my brain doesn't work that way. That's one of those things. But I'm so fascinated when other people can do it. I know my weaknesses. I know what I can do. And that's just not something that I should do. A really close friend of mine does that. And it's amazing. I'm just like, good for you. I'll sit there and watch. And then I also realize people that day trade wake up early. I don't know if that's like just something that only the people I know do, but I get it. But it's just funny because I like my sleep. So that's another thing where I'm like, I don't know if I'm just not cut out for this. It's just not my thing. But like, it might be somebody else's thing. So if you haven't tried day trading, like try it. Like it might be your thing. You might be amazing at it. I'm not. You might be phenomenal. Like that might be your thing. Hey, Indo Sports, what's going on? This is my first what is this? Oh, this is my first Streamyard live. So I'm going to drop this link just in case anybody wants to come and talk to me. I'm not talking about anything. I'm just up here blabbing. I'm just blabbing. Oh, my timer was on from when I made lunch earlier because I tried this new recipe. Stop. Okay. So yeah. Hey Jen J, how are you? I am. I'm literally leaned back in my chair like I'm in a classroom. Just minding my business. Nobody wants to come talk to me. The only person that wanted to talk to me today was Alpha. So, and then he had to go. He had to go do some very important business things. But I watch boxing. I'm not like a boxing fanatic, but I definitely watch boxing for sure. That was random. Are you going to ask me did I watch Ngannou get knocked out? Because I did. I also like the UFC. How are you, Jim J? How are you today? What's going on in your world? Ooh, the Steelers got rid of Deontay Johnson. Amen to that. tell me what I think about Tyson versus Paul. I have so many thoughts about this. My first thought is that it's kind of frustrating to me that these fighters want to even fight Jake Paul, because it's like I don't see that as entertainment, in my personal opinion. But whatever, like if that's what they want to do. But I hope that Mike Tyson does to Jake Paul what AJ did to Francis Ngannou. Like I hope, like I feel like too many times they do these things and it's like for fun. It's for a ton of money, but it's like for fun, they say. And so they kind of like play around and like don't really box, because it's like they want to give the fans a show and they want to dance around the ring. Like forget all of that. I feel like if you come into my territory, I hope Mike Tyson beats him like he should. But whatever. I think it's stupid. Waiting for warm weather. Jinjay, what side of the world are you in? It's cold. Yeah, I'm just tired of it. And it's like, just, I don't know. I feel like if we're being real here, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul should never even like come close to Mike Tyson. And I hope that it's a real fight in that instance, and not like, oh, we're just gonna like run around the ring for a little bit. We're just gonna dodge and randomly throw punches here and there. We're just gonna randomly, like, I hope Mike Tyson takes care of business. Yum. What are you gonna be eating? I love food. I wish I could just eat every day and not gain a pound. I love food. 65 in Vegas, I'm afraid. It's 65 in Vegas though is still, well, but I guess 65 in Vegas is considered cool. Good old Vegas. I went to Vegas so many times over the past 2 years to see Adele. I've seen Adele more times than I can even count, but she puts on a great show. So I went to Vegas a ton to see her. Yeah, it is. It's a good show. Have you went? Have we seen Adele on the same day? Did you go see her too, Jinjay? Because I went, like, when I say a lot of times, like I went a lot of times. So yeah, it's just, it's amazing. I mean, she's amazing. It's amazing to like experience just like that power. What dates did you go? That's so funny. It's so funny. We're like the same person. I went, how many times did I go? So I was there when she actually canceled the first time. So like January 2022. Yeah. So, and then I was there November. I was there November 2022. I was there December 2022. And then I went also in March of 2023. So that's my birthday weekend. When's that scheduled? Is that in June? When is it? Is it in the summer? What kind of chance did you give the bus this year? I say 10-2. My prediction is 7-5. My prediction is 7-5. I want them to be 10-2. If you have them going 10-2, who are the two teams you have them losing to? So who are the two teams where you're like, they're going to lose these two games, but for sure they got this other 10. July 20th. Got it. Yeah, I just hope Mike Tyson takes care of business. Like, if he doesn't take care of business, I'm going to be disappointed. I'm going to be very disappointed. I just got another alert from the Steelers. What did they do? Oh, nothing. Yeah, it's just the Deontay Johnson. The Panthers are trading CB Deontay Johnson and 6th round pick. Okay, get this. So the Panthers are trading CB Dante Jackson and 6th round pick to the Steelers in a deal for wide receiver Deontay Johnson and a 7th round pick. So we're swapping. So basically, a guy with the same name, one plays corner, one plays receiver. We're basically swapping and giving them a receiver. We're getting a corner, and we're getting a 6th round pick. But the names are the same. That's really funny. And I think that's good for Bryce Young because he's going to get a playmaker. And Johnson wanted out of Pittsburgh, so I think that's a good deal. Did the Steelers sign Wilson? They sure did. He says he's going to be a Steeler. So when can they sign though? I think they have to wait to sign. I think actual signing is when is signing? When do they actually sign? Is it tomorrow or Thursday? When can the NFL actually sign free agents? Okay, so they can sign the 13th. So what is that? So they can officially sign tomorrow after 4 p.m. New York time. So nothing is final until that pen hits paper. It's just adults have better commitment than children, because in college they're like, yeah, I commit to Alabama. And then on signing day, they're like, psych, I'm flipping my commitment. I'm excited about Wilson. I think we needed a quarterback. I think the underlining thing that I'm actually really excited about when it comes to Wilson is that Pickett can learn from Wilson. And I think that's obviously Wilson is Wilson, and we don't have to talk about what he is or what he brings to the table. But I think the underlining good piece of this is now Kenny Pickett has a veteran that he can learn from. And I think that so many times, we forget that piece of the pie, because that was my concern when we got Pickett. And I was like, great, now we have Pickett and he's learning from Mason Rudolph and Mitch Trubisky. Terrible. Now he gets to learn from Wilson. So I hope that veteran learning experience will actually help Kenny Pickett in the long run, because we only have Wilson for a year. But who knows? What if this year goes well and Wilson wants to stay in Pittsburgh? I don't think Pittsburgh, well, I don't know. Pittsburgh will pay quarterback. So maybe he'll get a big contract if he does well and he wants to stay, which I think that would be best case scenario. How old is Wilson? I don't know how old Wilson is. How old is Russell Wilson? He's 35. Oh, I didn't know Wilson was born in Ohio. Did anybody else know that? I didn't know he was born in Ohio. I knew he went to Wisconsin, I think, but I didn't know he was born in Ohio. So yeah, I think it's a win-win. If it works, it could really work. And Pickett could benefit. I know he's probably very pissed off and very annoyed and all those things. That's fine. I got it. But this could be a really good thing if it works like it's supposed to. But we'll see. Derrick Henry to the Ravens. I love Derrick Henry. I love Derrick Henry. I'm just going to leave it at that. I love Derrick Henry. There's not many I'm not going to say that, but I like Derrick Henry as a man, as a human, as a football player. I like everything Derrick Henry brings to the table. So I do hate that he went to the Ravens because I, obviously being a Steelers fan, but I think that that's a good pickup for him, and I'm happy for him because I think he'll do well there. I just hope when he plays the Steelers, he stubs his toe. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's like I don't know if I'll cheer against Derrick Henry in life, but that was dramatic. I don't hope he stubs his toe. Gosh, that was so rude. But yeah. Let's see. Did I miss any chats? What do you give the chance? I'm still waiting to see who your two teams are that you think Colorado's going to lose to. I'm interested to see like who are the guys that people are like, no. Like who's that team that you're like absolutely not like they're not going to win. Like they're just not going to do it. I am curious. How come no one wants somebody come talk to me? Let's chit chat. Let's chat. Step into my office. I feel like I'm in office hours with my students because they do this. Like they'll come in. So I have like certain office hours that I provide them. I try to provide at least an hour to 2 hours a week where they can just like come in, ask me questions, and they can do like whatever they need to do. But it's funny because like I can see how many people are in there, but they like it's very random. And so like I'll be like, okay, for this week's discussion, like you have to do this, you have to do that. And I'm like, ask me anything, and nobody says anything. And I'm like, no, ask me anything. Like if you want to know how long the paper needs to be, ask me that. And then it's like I'm trying to like open the door for them to ask me stuff. And then slowly they'll start like asking me like questions here and there. But it's always interesting just to like at first, like they just, I don't know why, but they just act like they can't like say anything. I'm like, say something. I want to talk to you. Say something. My last class though, I did have somebody that like actually came on camera. And it was fun. So I like talking to my students because they see that I'm normal. I hope they run a traditional running plays for Derrick Henry not great option. I think they will. So the funny thing is I think that how the Baltimore Ravens operate their offense when they're not playing the Steelers and not playing Kansas City and not playing, there's usually one other team. They do the right thing. But for some reason, when Baltimore plays Kansas City or even the Steelers, it's like all of a sudden they change the way they run their offense. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know what Baltimore sees on film that makes them like change the things that they do. It's super weird. I don't understand why teams do that. It's almost like they like don't pay attention to the things that gets them there. They like try to change things, but that's what happens. These coaches like fall in love with their playbooks and like don't do the thing. Like if I'm one of those people, if my team can win a game by running the ball 90 times straight up the middle, I want my team to run the ball straight up the middle 90 times to win a game. I feel like these coaches like want to win pretty. And I'm like, forget winning pretty. Just freaking win. Like, who cares? Who cares? Win. Just do whatever it takes to win the game. That's always my thing. Win the game. The goal is to win. So what are you willing to do to win? So anyways, that's just what now I'm like venting about winning. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at these days. I'm venting about winning. I feel like these coaches are like, oh, we've ran the ball 7 times. It's time to pass. It's not time to pass if running is working. Or the opposite. If you've ran the ball 7 times and it's not working, guess what? Pass the ball. It's like, Sometimes these coaches, I just think they do like the weirdest things where I'm like, come on, do better. Was Jen J, I feel like wasn't she at work or something like that? I don't remember. Alpha, can I just say, every time I see this frickin' your icon, I it's funny because the eyes always pop to me. And so I always like see the eyes gauging out and I'm like, is it going to move? I feel like at some point it's going to move. But yeah, Michigan football. What do you mean? Just by running the ball over and over and over? Like, if it works, do it. If it works, do it. Do the thing that works. The goal is to win. It doesn't matter how pretty it is. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't care how pretty it is. Just do it. Just win. To be fair, it's one of the things that like Steve Sarkisian does sometimes, that as a Texas fan, we're like, like he will have I just got flashbacks. But there were moments where like the University of Texas was literally like running the ball down the team's throats. Like they couldn't stop the run. There was nothing they could do to stop the run. Like we were moving the ball. It was like 10 yards, 11 yards, 7 yards, 5 yards. Like we were just moving the ball through running. Steve Sarkisian's like, oh, let's see if viewers can pass it here. Why are we passing? Like, and it wasn't like, let's run, 4 times in a row and like throw in a pass and then go back to running. It was like, hey, the last drive we got 45 yards and scored a touchdown and we ran 7 plays out of 8 and it worked. And so when we come back onto the field, let's pass and see if it works. No, run until they stop. Run the ball until they stop you. What would you choose? 350 yards per game, 7 and 5 passing, or 200 yards per game? 10 and 2, 200 yards per game. Like 200 yards per game passing and we win. That's perfect. That's perfect football. That's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. But again, I've realized that the coaches like fall in love with things that to me don't always equal wins. Do what equals a win. I want to see a win. What do you have to do to win the game? Whatever you have to do to win the game, let's win the game, please. Because I'm watching because I want to see you win. I'm not watching so I can see how pretty it is, right? Like I'm watching so that we can win. I want to win. But maybe I'm the only person that wants to win. Like win. I don't care what it looks like. Win. Anyways, I'm now gone off on a tangent. Just win. I just want you to win the game. But I just want the team to win. I think that's the choice Prime is dealing with, especially if 200. Listen, if your team is winning, everything is better. Like if you were 10 and 2, your quarterback had something to do with you being 10 and 2. Shador still is probably going to get drafted higher because now he's going to have been on a team that was 4 and 8. That was terrible. Whatever. Now transition. He's led his team to be 10 and 2. They're amazing. He's progressing. Like I don't think him having less yards is going to drop him in the draft. I don't believe that. Did anyone hear Carmani left camp? I did not hear that. What is like people's fascination with Cormani though? He's like what, 19-year-old kid? I mean, listen, he's going to be up and down and up and down, and he's going to be great and then not great. Like, he's a 19-year-old kid. I mean, I'm not trying to like cut him any. I mean, I'm not trying to like say that he's not irrelevant or he doesn't matter or that but like he's a kid. He's literally 19. He's learning how to be a college football player. He's going to go through ups and downs. I just feel like we're always so worried about him. Like, where is he? Why wasn't he on film? What is he doing? What is he doing? It's like, let's just let him be. Let's let him do what he needs to do. If we can do that, that would be amazing. If we can let him do what he needs to do, that would be amazing. Because it's like we're always all up in his business. Like, let him, he's got to figure it out. He needs to show up on time. He needs to watch his film. He needs to want to work. He can't, like, I don't know what to tell. I mean, the other thing is, too, those of us that have watched college football for forever know this. Sometimes these athletes don't do the right thing. Like, sometimes they actually just, like, don't do the right thing. And I hope that he does the right thing, and I hope that he figures it out. But like, let's just leave him where he's at. I mean, and bless him. Like, can you imagine? Like, I don't know how you all were at 19, but if I had this much attention, this much concern, this much awareness, this many eyeballs on me at 19, I don't know what I would have been like. I don't know what I would have been like at 19. I mean, because come on. So let's just like leave him where he's at. I hope the best for him. And I hope he appears and he's better than ever and he does the things that he needs to do. But like, let's allow let's allow Cormani time. I can agree with what you're saying, Alpha, and still feel like some people, it takes them longer. It just takes them longer. My other point of this is, how much is it helping us every day? Every day I'm in a space, Cormani. Like, that's not helping us either. Like, not only is it not helping Cormani, it's also not helping us. Like, we keep talking about a guy that we have no clue what's going on. Like, just leave him where he's at. Let him, like, he's going to do what he's going to do. There's nothing I can say that's going to change his behavior. He has a coaching staff. He has a team. He has a scholarship. And if he wants it, he can go work for it. And if he doesn't want it, he can leave. Like, this is like, this is what it is. This is football. Like, I don't know. I just feel like everybody is like, where is he? Where is he? Did he leave? Is he here? Is he here? Is he here? Is he here? It's like, come on. Just let him do what he's got to do. He needs to do what he needs to do. Now, he can be a team player and do what he needs to do or not. But like, whatever he does, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. And can I just say, if I did know, I still would feel the same. I would still say the same thing, because this is what it is. Like, he needs to figure it out. He needs to figure it out. If he wants to play football, he needs to figure it out. Period. Full stop. If he doesn't want to play football, then he doesn't have to figure it out. It's that simple. I mean, there's nothing else I can say. He needs to do what he needs to do for him. And I hope he figures it out. I really hope he figures it out. I'm going to end this live in like 6 minutes. Because now, like always, now I'm hungry. No, I need to go get my banana. I need to eat. And I need to work out because I've been avoiding that for the past 2 hours. So yeah. Um, dang what? What are you saying dang about? What did I do now? What did I do now? Or is it that I said it? Oh, hi. How are you, Bishop? Oh, it's like I get on these. Well, I'm glad that I did this because I did have like 2.5 hours where I was like, I could work out and get ahead of my day, or I could not. And I clearly chose not to work out and just come on here and start blabbing. So yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll go live again. I will say this is like my off week. So I'm like preparing for my next class. So I actually have a lot of time. So I'm doing a lot of like things I wouldn't normally do when I'm in class. So who knows? Maybe I'll go live again sometime this week. It's actually easier for me to go live like in the middle of the day. But I don't know. Who knows what I'm going to be doing? Welcome, Bishop. I'm using StreamYard. Yay! And then the cool thing is too is next time if anybody wants to like come and join me, because nobody just wants to sit and listen to me talk. I ain't got nothing to say. But yeah, next time maybe somebody else wants to join and chit chat with me. If you want to, you don't have to, obviously. How many copies of Coach Prime? Funny story. I didn't buy any of them. I'm good. I like the things I like to read. So I like to read like finance books. I like to read like books about like Black issues, like so like talking about Black culture, talking like being a Black woman, Black people in corporate America, things like that. And then I like habit books, like how to have a good habit, how to like good mental awareness, how to have good dialogue, how to engage. Like I like to read things like that. And so his book doesn't necessarily speak to the genres of books that I like to read. But maybe one day I will buy it, or maybe in a couple of months I'll buy it. But as of right now, I haven't purchased it. It's one of those things where my Amazon is really good on like referring books that like are in line with the other books I've read. So like if his book pops up and Amazon feels like it's like a similar book, yes, I've read The Psychology of Money and it is a great book. Highly recommend. But if Coach Prime's book gets recommended to me based on the other books I've read, I will 100% buy the book. It's just, I just like certain books that I like to read. You also have to remember that I'm a professor, so I'm always constantly reading, like whether I'm reading papers or a new article or a new this or a new, like I'm always reading. So I'm very selective what I read outside of the things I have to read. Psychology of Money is a great book. If you haven't read it, it's a phenomenal book. I'm really into reading like Black women in the workplace books, or just like things about culture. I'm reading like So You Want to Talk About Race right now. Really good book. And it's like elementary, but it's a reminder that a lot of people like don't know how to talk about race. And I like to understand how other people perceive things so that I can communicate with them better. So yeah. Oh, it's okay. You're here. Always hook 'em. This is going to be in my thumbnail. I'm going to be like, better late than never. And you came in with your bevo, your horns, and your orange heart. Yeah, it's a really good book. There's another book. Let me see if I can. I don't do I don't like to like once I read a book, I don't like to like pick up the book again because like I like to give it time, and then sometimes I'll like follow back up with the book. But there's this one book I read about habits. It's like a popular book. It's like Atomic Habits, I think is what it is. I think that's what it is. But books like that, I'm like, okay, I like these past 2 weeks, I'm a mess. And I go back to that book and I'm like, okay, what happened? Like, what happened in my process? Why did this break down? Like, what am I doing wrong? And I can usually find, Atomic Habits. Yeah. And so like that book, I will often like go back and spot check myself. And I'm like, okay, there's a breakdown in my process somewhere. Where did I break down? And I'm like, oh, the main thing is where I broke down. Like I didn't even like do, I love that. Yes. Maybe next time I come on, we can talk about books. No, I love, and listen, okay, this is gonna sound really terrible, but Coach Prime's, but I don't even know the name of Coach Prime's book. What is it? The other thing I found though is I like reading like what is yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, like I said, if it is recommended to me, I will buy it, because if it's recommended to me, that will mean that it kind of fits like my narrative of what I'm trying to read. But anyways, it's getting dark and I need to go eat my pre-workout so that I can work out. And I still don't want to work out, but I'll figure it out. Also, the best pre-workout, little tip, if you work out or if you just want a good snack. So if you like bananas, if you don't like bananas, I don't know what to tell you, but a banana with a banana with roasted, unsalted sunflower seeds tastes really good together.
Hello?
Hey.
What's up?
Nothing. What are you doing?
I just got done eating right now.
Oh, you're like, I gotta join before she stops.
Dang, that caught me at a bad time.
How about this? When is a good time for you? And I will make sure I go live again before the week's up.
Really any other time. I just was like, okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of homework before I get done eating real quick.
Okay, so what about Thursday? What time works good for you Thursday?
Just go live, pretty much. I'll be
okay. I will schedule a live on Thursday, probably around like 3 or 4 my time, Central.
okay.
And then you can come and join me.
All right.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, I'll talk to you then.
All right.
All right. Bye, everyone.